OK, we've got the latest from the Netherlands. Now let's get the latest from Spain and to speak to our Spanish football expert, Álvaro Montero. Great to speak to you as always, Álvaro. Thank you for joining us. OK, so we've got to start with Jules Koundé. We've mentioned Chelsea there, but of course we know the player is very keen on a move to Barcelona. Any chance that Chelsea could still get him, do you think?
You mean Koundé? You mean De Jong?
No, Koundé. Jules Koundé.
Well, it seems it's going to be almost impossible. Sorry, David. As far as I know, there was an agreement between Sevilla and Chelsea, close to 55 million euros plus 10 in bonus. It is said inside Sevilla that they wanted that amount of money, but as far as I know, there's going to be an agreement closed in the next within the next hours between Football Club Barcelona and Sevilla. It is said in Catalonia here in Spain that something close to 50 million euros plus 10 in bonus. From those 10 in bonus, 5 are easy to achieve, and 5 are even more difficult. But the desire of the player, as we've been saying in the last week when he denied and he rejected to go to Lagos in Portugal with Sevilla, and after he has accepted, was to sign for Football Club Barcelona. I believe Chelsea knows that, and that's why in the last days they haven't been pushing, because they believe the player wants to stay in Spain and play for Football Club Barcelona.
And what about Barcelona? I mean, can they actually sign or even register any more players for the state of their finances? And we've been here before, haven't we, Álvaro?
Yeah, not now. In fact, as we said a few days ago, 5-6 days ago, this second palanca, as we've been saying, is an euphemism for explaining how Barca, after selling the TV rights or receiving money, they need a third palanca in this month of August and have income, because if not, it's going to be impossible to register those new signs, and even the players that had been renovated in the last weeks, like Sergio Roberto. Right now, it's been saying here, we've been talking about the situation of Frenkie de Jong. If he leaves, it's going to be a lot of money for Football Club Barcelona, and that could help. But with this third palanca and knowing inside Barca that Frenkie de Jong doesn't want to leave, it's going to be a tricky situation for sure.
You mentioned Frenkie de Jong. Any idea that this impasse might resolve itself anytime soon? I mean, it's such a bizarre saga. Is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
It's getting even more difficult than a few days ago, because as far as I know, Frenkie de Jong and his entourage have been speaking with Erik ten Hag and with Manchester United. I'm pretty sure it's about not playing UEFA Champions League, but his target, his goal, his desire, and his option number one, as we've been saying, is to stay in Football Club Barcelona. He wants to stay here. Xavi knows that, obviously. But not playing the UEFA Champions League, as it happens with Cristiano Ronaldo, makes the player also do not see with positive eyes the fact of leaving Barca to play for Manchester United. It's not my information, but someone has told me, in fact, in the last days, that the Frenkie de Jong entourage believe that in case, hypothetically, that he leaves, Chelsea is even a better option than Manchester United, things that I didn't know a few weeks ago, obviously. But I will say that his option, his target, and his desire is to stay. And it's going to be difficult because David Barca has asked the player to reduce his wage, as our colleagues from US has published 2 days ago, 30%, which is a lot of money. And the players believe that after postponing, after the COVID 2 years ago, the year that he was going to receive, or he's going to receive his wage, it's not fair enough for him to get reduced the salary in such amount of money. So it's going to be difficult, because it is said that Barca have been speaking with the player and saying there are two options. First, you have to leave. We are going to sell you those famous 80 million euros from Manchester United, or Chelsea will be amazing for us. And second, if not, and if you want to stay, you have to reduce your wage.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. You mentioned it briefly there. Atletico Madrid ruling out a move for, I mean, come on. Could you ever see it? Can you ever see Ronaldo in the red and white stripes of Atleti?
Football has shown us very difficult things to imagine, and after it had happened. For instance, Florentino Perez could sign Ronaldo Nazario the 31st August many years ago, 5 minutes before midnight. So everything can happen. What I know is that the player has been offered by his agent to Atletico de Madrid, at least to the club. And there have been two reactions. Today, here in Madrid, the Association of Peñas, which are the group of the fans, had written an open letter and a statement saying that they don't want Cristiano to sign because they believe he doesn't worth to wear Atletico de Madrid t-shirt. You know, there's been a lot of things after he played for Real Madrid and with Juventus in that famous UEFA Champions League leg when he scored 3 goals, and there were quite a lot of insults and bad gestures. And second, this morning, Enrique Cerezo, which is Atletico Madrid president, I think he was playing with the press and with us, but he said, who has spoken about that? I mean, those are rumors. He's not going to play for us.